Hey there, welcome to my channel. So today we are making this crochet Pinterest inspired top. I have a bust size of 30 inches, so I made a chain which is half my bust, and then I added on 3 more inches to come up with 18 inches. So do the same for yourself. My top is 13 inches wide at the bottom. It is 8 inches long from top to bottom, and I decreased until I came up with 9 inches at the top. We are going to start by making a chain. Like I've told you, the chain have to be half of your bust plus 3 more inches, and I came up with 18 inches for a bust of 30 inches. So but it will change to 15, so don't mind about that. After that, you're gonna come into the 4th stitch. Okay, count 1 2 3 and go in there with a double crochet. So the chain 3 counts as a double crochet too, so these are 2 double crochets. After that, you're going to continue to place a double crochet all the way into each and every stitch, all the way until there are no more stitches to work into. So after row 1, you're going to change your yarn color. I changed it to burnt orange, and I'm going to be dropping my color palette in the description box if you want to use this exact same color. So after row 1, cut your yarn, and after cutting your yarn, bring along the other yarn color actually, and attach it to your work by making a slip knot. But you can just attach it the best way you know how to. Some people just tie it onto their work. So after making a slip knot, you're going to make a chain of 3. Okay, make a chain of 3. 1 2 3. Remember, we started by chaining 71, but at this moment we are working with only 68 stitches. So the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then you can bring along your yarn, or you can just drop it and weave it in later on. So skip this first stitch and go into the 2nd stitch with a double crochet, and then you're going to be double crocheting into each and every stitch all the way to the end of row 2. Remember, I said the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, so don't leave it out without inserting a double crochet into it. So this is end of row 2, and now for row 3 and 4, you're going to be repeating row 2, okay, for the next 2 rows. So from row 1 to row 4, nothing changes, and you're going to continue repeating row 2 and changing your color according to your color choice. From row 5, you need to begin here because this is where we start to insert our design, and this is also the same spot where we start to decrease our work. So remember, we are working with 68 stitches, and we want this chain 2 in the middle to be in the exact middle. So you work into first 31 stitches from this side to here, okay, then chain 2 and place 2 double crochets in the middle, chain 2, skip 2, and work into the remaining 31 stitches. Okay, it's gonna work out as you continue to work. So for row 5, you're going to make a chain of 3. So row 5, come make chain of 3. Okay, remember I said I'm dropping the color palette in the description box. So after chaining 3, turn your work. We have to decrease at the beginning and at the end of every row. So come into the second stitch from the hook with a double crochet. These are 2 double crochets now. Now we are going to decrease the third and fourth stitch into 1. So come into the front post on the third stitch and go into the back loop of the fourth stitch. Let's do that again. See, we want to decrease by 1, so you have to double crochet 2 together. So come to the front loop and through the back loop of the next chain. Okay, after that just double crochet together. That's an increase already. Okay, so now you're going to work into the next stitch, and you have to make sure that you have worked into 31 stitches. Okay, so far we have only worked into 4 stitches, but make sure that you are working into 31 stitches, or just work into the stitches until you have the 6 middle stitches. You can leave those out. So just come, if you count from where we started to this point, you will see that we have worked into 31 stitches. After that, you're gonna make a chain of 2, 1 and 2, skip the next 2 stitches, skip the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, go into the third and place a double crochet, yarn over, place another double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2 again, skip the next 2 stitches, go into the third stitch and place a double crochet. Now you're going to double crochet until you have 3 stitches left. Now we are going to double crochet 2 stitches together and then go into the last stitch alone. So first loop, come into the first, for the first stitch, come into the first loop, and then for the last stitch, go into the back loop, and then pull up a loop through both of them, and then do your double crochet. Then now end your row with 1 last double crochet. So at this point you should be having something that looks like this. Okay, and now for row 6 we are going to repeat row 5. Okay, we decrease at the beginning of the row, and then something will change here because we need to keep this pattern. So all you'll do is make sure you have 2 double crochets in between those spaces. Okay, so make a chain of 3, turn your work, and remember what we did on row 5, you're going to repeat that for row 6. Okay, we don't go in here because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So first go into the next double crochet normally, and now the third and the fourth double crochet, you have to double crochet them together to make the decrease. And now you're going to continue placing your double crochet into each and every stitch until you have 2 stitches left before the first chain 2 space here. At this point, when you have 2 stitches left before the chain 2 space, you're going to chain 2 again, and you're going to skip the next 2 stitches and place 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Chain 2 again, skip the next 2 stitches and place 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space. Chain 2 again. You should be having something that looks like this. So after chaining 2, skip the next 2 stitches again and go into the third stitch with a double crochet, and now you're going to double crochet until you have 3 stitches left. When you have 3 stitches left, you're going to double crochet 2 together and then place your last double crochet into the last stitch. At this point, you can see that your work is actually decreasing. So for row 7, you're going to chain 3 and repeat row 6 all the way through. Okay, just come like I said, first you go into the first stitch and then double crochet the next 2 stitches together, and then when you reach here you're going to chain 2, skip these 2 stitches here, place your double crochet, then chain 2, skip, place 2 double crochets, chain 2, skip, place 2 double crochets, chain 2, skip, and then proceed. So you're just going to continue with that pattern, okay, until you have something that looks like this. My top is made up of 15 rows. That's inclusive of the decreasing rows and non-decreasing rows. So you're going to continue decreasing until you have no more chain stitches to decrease into, like when you only have the design pattern on top. That's when you stop decreasing your work, okay? So when you have something like this, what you're going to be doing next is we are going to be attaching the bottom design. So you can decide to only pick out a few colors from your top, or you can decide to just use all the colors in your top, but I decided to use only 3 colors. So you get 3 strands which are not more than 6 inches long, okay? So I'm placing 1, then skipping 1 stitch. So bring your strands and now make them come through here, through the top, so there is that loop formed, and now pull the remaining through that loop you have formed, like this, okay? This is how you attach your straps. Very easy. The only hard part you're gonna find is cutting these and then arranging them. That really took a lot of my time, that I wanted to just stop doing the whole project. But don't give up. So continue to place your strands all the way to the end. Remember, I'm placing 1, skipping 1, okay? You should be having something that looks like this at this moment, because what you're going to be doing next is attaching our strap. You can decide to weave in the ends before or after. So just grab your yarn, any color that you like, and then come attach it to the body. Remember, you can see I'm putting it to the top right corner, and then the other will go to the top left corner. So just make a long chain that's enough to go around your back. I'm done attaching my straps, so all we have to do now is to weave in the ends and cut off excess yarn.